decision, last one and a courtesy call.
Hey guys, welcome back. Orbomb here, bringing another episode of our Pokemon Wi-Fi battles. This time we're battling Cipher Blocka. You guys saw me on Twitter saying 10 likes would get me this. You guys blew that up. And now we are here. We are about to battle Cipher. Now, as you can see, he is bringing a really fun team. It looks like we got Incineroar here, Raichu, Wishy-Washy, Delmise, Mudsdale, and Komou. Now, funny enough, his Incineroar and Komou kind of body bag my team. I've been working a little bit and I decided to make myself a really cool, fun Trick Room team. As you can see, we got Trick Room starting Magearna and Porygons in the ends. Magearna's a really cool Trick Roomer right now because it gets Volt Switch, which means it's one of the only, if not the only Trick Room Pokemon that has momentum with it. We got some min speed Pokemon. Machamp is really good because he gets some really cool coverage. It has Smackdown plus Close Combat for Celesteela too. Bandit or Wackwinid because it's a monster. And this is Anchor Shot, Toxic, Delmise. And then we have Modest, but with a lot of speed investment in our Magnezone, specifically for Celesteela. But we're going to lead with Magearna here. I predicted a counter lead because what I was thinking was I was going to lead Porygon 2, which means he's not going to lead Incineroar, but he led Incineroar anyways, which means I got to switch out of here. And I have Porygon 2. It is max defense, so max defense can handle this. Pretty much, I don't think there's anything an Incineroar can do that can actually touch my Porygon. He's gonna go for Fake Out here, which gives us pretty much a free switch. I mean, we don't have leftovers, but we do have Eviolite. We're gonna go for our Trick Room here. He's just gonna go for Flare Blitz. As you can see, nice and charging up. Boom! I love Flare Blitz animation, guys. He's gonna do some recoil. That does about 30% maybe. We get Trick Room here. Now that we're faster, we can actually go for a safe recover. I don't usually like going for recover right after the Trick Room because we're burning Trick Room turns, because the one thing I don't like about Trick Room is that there's no extender, which makes Trick Room very not super viable to me, but he goes hard into this. This thing is actually a threat to me. But I don't think there's anything that he can do to OHKO me because I do have max Fizz Def. But I'm going to go for Thunderbolt here because I can't safely switch in anything because these things do get fire type coverage. If he ends up being special, that could be kind of annoying. And he is special. He goes for Focus Blast and he misses, which is kind of huge because Porygon walls so much of his team. And the fact that he lost a good chance to do like an ample 60 to 70% off me is really, really bad for him. If he's special, most special sets are either Life Orb or Specs or Scarf, like some sort of Choice Lock or Life Orb. And I decided to go into Delmise because he's probably going to go for it again. He did. I'm going to go ahead and go for Toxic here, try to get a Toxic. I missed my Toxic, kind of annoying because Toxic wearing down this Toothless, who's a huge threat to my team, would have been really, really nice. But I'm just going to go right back into Porygon, set up my Trick Room again, because once again, Porygon just walls this Pokemon. There's nothing this thing can do to me. Get my download boost again. I gotta say, like, Porygon, now, because, like, think about it. If he lost it, if he did the damage, he probably could have knocked me out here after this Flare Blitz. I know I'm, like, gassing him up right now. I can calculate it. I know it doesn't OHKO. I know it doesn't, it barely does, like, over 50% with my spread, but he's gonna go ahead and show us all the Incineroar Z move. Look at that boy. I'm not a big fan of shiny Incineroar, to be honest. I think the white makes it look a lot less intimidating, but like it looks really cool in Torracat because Torracat's just an adorable little cat. But this is Incineroar, man, and I like how slow this is right now. Anyways, no, we're good now. Okay, I don't know what the deal was there, but yeah, here we go. Regular speed. I did try my best to speed it up in such a way that it looks regular speed, and boom, look at that destruction. But it only does a little bit, like probably a little bit over 50%, and that's the only time you can do it, which is his hardest hitting move, which means I just get another free recovery here. He's probably going to switch right back into the monster known as Komou. By the way, it's Komou. If you guys don't know, the O-O sound makes it go ooh in Hawaiian language-esque things, phonetics. It's not Komou, it's Komou. Learned that from Blizz. But yeah, but now we can just switch out here. If he goes for a fire type move, that's fine. The reason why I went to Delmise and stayed in last time, I forgot to mention, was because I am actually max Spadef Delmise. If he goes for any fire type move though, I don't think it'll do I want to scout out the damage. I know Specs doesn't OHKO a Magearna, so I'm going to go hard into Magearna, but Flamethrower is here. As you can see, Specs would have done a lot more. If it was a Fire Blast, I think it does 90 damage. I don't know why it just randomly becomes slow, but anyways, ignoring that, that only did about like 35%. So that means I'm safe to kind of just stay in here and go for Flare Cannon or Volt Switch, depending on, I forgot what I did here. I'm pretty sure I Flare Cannon here. So I'm going to Flare Cannon into the high because of high horsepower. And it does about 40%. This is from a max special attack Magearna. That tells me that he's probably max Spadef. He gets a stamina boost. Very, very scary. But if he's max Spadef, that probably means he's not any attack investments or HP investments. He's on Assault Vest like I originally thought because he has the leftovers. But yeah, not really feeling like staying in on a ground type move here. So I believe I hard switch here into Araquanid. Now I am max Spadef Dhelmise. Dhelmise does have Anchor Shot, Phantom Force, Toxic with leftovers, so it has a really good chance of like stalling people out while getting a lot of leftovers back because you're in the Phantom Force, and then they can't switch out because of Anchor Shot, because Anchor Shot traps. But I'm going to go hard into my Porygon here, probably my better play because it gives me a chance to get off another recover, because I can safely recover on this Pokemon, because if he's not max attack like I'm expecting him not to be, he's not going to be doing too much damage. As you can see, that Earthquake does about like 15% maybe, and I get a free recovery here, and if I time this correctly I can get off a free Trick Room too. Yep, now I can Trick Room here as he does whatever he wants to do. He switches back into Slay Weather. Now I get off my Trick Room. Probably would have been a better idea to go for a Recover in case he switched into this. Probably, it's definitely my misplay there. If I went for Recover, I would have been at a much higher health so I can Trick Room later. But now I'm forced out because I don't want to Recover just to die to a Focus Blast in case he gets any crits or Spadef drops or anything like that. So I go into my friend. Guys, Shiny Araquanid is such a cool Pokemon. By the way, give me nicknames down below. And also, while I'm mentioning this, give me Pokemon you want me to use down below. Like, do you have any sets, any specific Pokemon? Because I can build teams if you guys want me to use a specific Pokemon just to showcase. But I love Araquanid. I think it's such a cool Pokemon. I don't have a good nickname for it yet here. But here I'm going to double into Forearms because I think he's going to go into his own Dhelmise. And I have knockoff on this Pokemon. So, he has no reason to stay in because if he's locked like I think he is, he's just gonna do nothing with Focus Blast. He goes into Pikahuna, which is not what I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting the Dhelmise to eat the hit. That thing would have died to an attack from me because both my Liquidation does have the Water Bubble boost, which is huge. That means I'm doing about 170 base damage, is about as strong as most Z moves, if not stronger. And that would have blown away that Raichu. And then if I did go for a bug type move, I would have gotten up like a bunch. I would have knocked that thing out pretty much no matter what. I'm going to go for knockoff. It did 1,000,000, so I'm pretty sure close combo would knock him out of this range. Now, I'm not no guard. I'm Guts. It's my status absorber. I don't mind being paralyzed besides being fully paralyzed. Also Life Orb boosted. I just want to make sure I can hit as hard as possible. With Guts, it gives me all sorts of options. But he goes right back into this when the terrain gets out, goes away. So I'm gonna go ahead and just switch right back into my It's a Trap, my Magnezone. I don't know why the Magnezone's belly is white in this program. I'm gonna have to see if I can fix that. But I am Assault Vest Magnezone in this team. Or am I Specs? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I'm Assault Vest. So I can eat up hits from Tapu Lele, because Tapu Lele is always this stupid monster. I'm gonna go for Volt Switch here. He's going for Volt Switch too. As you can see, I eat that hit up. The Assault Vest actually ends up really coming through later in the game. I am playing for the Araquanid sweep because somebody did want me to use Araquanid in the comment section, so I wanted to see if I could sweep with Araquanid, which is why you see me preserving that thing and like never going for attacks and playing very safely. I'm gonna Volt Switch here, get off a pretty decent chunk because it's modest. And I'm going to go hard into my Magearna here because there's nothing this Pokemon can do. We already saw Flamethrower did about like 40%, which means even a crit shouldn't kill at this range. And we can go for a safe Trick Room plus Flare Cannon. So I'm going to go ahead and go for that Trick Room right now, and we'll see what he does. He's just going to go for Flamethrower. Surprised he's not running Fire Blast. It looks like he's Scarf though, because Specs would have done a lot more damage. So I think he's a Scarf Kamou, which means my Trick Room is really, really helpful against him. And now I can go for a safe Flare Cannon. He doesn't really have many switch-ins to a Flare Cannon because Magearna is an absolute beast, and it's essentially a Draco Meteor, but for fairy types. I believe he goes in his Dhelmise here, which is fine because Magearna, every time I stand with Magearna, I'm getting back a lot of health with leftovers, and that leftovers, as you can see, is racking up. I was thinking about doing like Extra Belt because Extra Belt would have actually gotten me some kills, or Life Orb or something like that, but I didn't want to whittle down my thing. See that thing? It did like 40%. I'm pretty sure it's like a max HP Dhelmise. And as you can see, he's actually faster than a lot of my Pokemon under Trick Room, telling me that he's min speed 0 IVs. Which is kind of wild and this perfect way to just mess with a lot of my team, because check it out. He's gonna go for Gyro Ball here. Now Gyro Ball is not going to do that much because I'm also 0 speed IVs and all that stuff, but I'm expecting to outspeed him, and I'm going to hit him with a knockoff, but he outspeeds me with the Power Whip under Trick Room, which is wild, because even though I do go for my knockoff and knock him out, I die to a Life Warp, which sucks because Machamp does take care of his team very, very well. He was Assault Vested though, which was very interesting to me, but yeah, that was explaining why he ate up the Fleur Cannon so well. He's gonna go into Wishy Washy here, the Squadron. I'm gonna go out into my friend. There's nothing excuse me, there's nothing that a Wishy Washy can do to a Rakuen. I don't know why I had a brain fart there, but yeah, I don't think there's anything Wishy Washy can do to a Rakuen unless he packs like HP Flying or something like that. So I'm safe to just go for a Leech Life, get my leftovers back. Choice Banded Leech Life is going to hit pretty hard, even though like the only attacks that really hit hard with this Pokemon is the Liquidation, because Liquidation is before Stab base 170. Because if you guys don't know, Water Bubble, on top of making you unable to be burned and reducing fire type damage, essentially making it a resistance, it also doubles the power of all your water type moves. And he doesn't get Aqua Jet or anything like that, or else that'd be amazing. Base 80 power Water Jet, Aqua Jet's ridiculous. But 85 base power Liquidation, double that, becomes base 170 Liquidations. With Stab, I believe was it 85 power more? Because you're doing 0.5, which is what, 255 base power Liquidation. Imagine, because a lot of people have been doing that with rain teams. I don't feel like it's worth it in rain teams. Because you're already killing a lot of things with it. As you can see, he's going for hidden power. I don't really know what hidden power this is. It might be like, I can't tell you, because it was neutral damage on me. But he goes back into Slay Weather. I'm going to continue going for my Leech Life because this thing's a monster, and Leech Life gets back all my HP, which means I can eat up hits more. This thing also has a lot of special defense too, like a lot of special defense. I didn't invest in it, but like naturally has a lot of special defense. I am max HP, max attack, adamant, just so I can get a bunch of kills with this Pokemon. This is definitely one of my favorite Pokemon of Gen 7, competitive wise, but I'm going to switch out here because my Leech Life is not doing enough damage to this Pokemon. I can go back into my Flying Dutchman. This is my first, I think it's the first time on the field. I'm going to see if oh no, it's the second time, because I'm going to see if I can try to get off another Toxic, but I am max Bidef. As you can see, that Flamethrower did not that much, considering that it's super effective. And here, I believe I go for Toxic again. I want to whittle down some Pokemon because his team is like weirdly fat. Oh no, I double out. God, I should have watched these before I play. I double out predicting him to switch out here. Or like, oh no, I double out because he's locked in the Flamethrower, so I believe. And there's nothing he can do to me. This gives me another chance to go for Trick Room Recover. And because this Pokemon's in, he can't like switch in like right away to get off a Focus Blast. So I'm pretty safe to do the play. He didn't burn me, he didn't crit me, so my Porygon is still living. Very, very fat Pokemon. Kind of sad that I brought it now because I didn't think it was going to be this fat. I don't usually like bringing fat Pokemon, but he definitely came through this game. He's going to go into Squadron. Now, I do have the Thunderbolt, as you already saw, but I'm going to go for Recover first just to get back a bunch of HP. This is actually a good play for him because if he is special, he's going to be doing a pretty decent chunk of damage because I don't have any special defense investment, but I am a Porygon with max HP, so say that as you will. But I do outspeed, maybe? Nope, turns out I don't outspeed. So this thing is super slow, slow enough to outslow my Porygon. That scalded a lot. He did get the burn, whittling me down, which is actually very good for him. But still, it shouldn't affect me too much because burn got reduced to only 6% damage between turns instead of 12.5, which I think it was beforehand, which is why not toxic, but regular poison feels like so much, because regular poison is the only status that starts at 12.5. He goes right back into this. I'm going to go for my Recover because I know Focus Blast won't kill if he goes for it. I also don't think he'll go for Focus Blast because, you know, I can switch out easy right now. But he goes for Draco Meteor instead, and we get to see Draco Meteor's amazing animation. It actually looked kind of weird from the classroom. Also, shoutouts to Cipher Blocka. He's the one who actually gave me the name Professor Bomb, and because of that, I took him to class so I can teach him a little lesson. We're schooling niggas out here. But yeah, he is -2 special attack. Nothing he can really do to me. I do have Shadow Ball for this, but the thing is, I just want to die here, to be honest, because I want Araquanid to get as many kills as possible. So as you can see, I'm going to go for Trick Room here, and then I'm just going to spam Thunderbolt for a little bit because I want him to knock me out as soon as he possibly can. Because I want to finish off his team with Araquanid really, really, really badly. That Thunderbolt's doing a decent chunk of damage. Combined with Burn, I think it's a 2-hit KO. And I wanted to show off the power of Araquanid. And so I didn't really want to do as much damage as I wanted to do against this Raichu, but I do have the special attack boost, which is really unfortunate because that means I am doing a pretty decent chunk of damage here. As you can see, that Thunderbolt's doing a lot more than I thought I was going to do. Pikachu though, I'm surprised how strong Pikachu becomes the Life Orb. Look at that. But because of the burn nerf, it doesn't kill, which is very, very, very upsetting for both him and for me because I get off another hit. And I lose another room of Trick Room for Araquanid. But Araquanid is fat. I think it can come in and do like maybe 1 or 2 hits before like the Trick Room runs out. But yeah, that Pikachu is 1 attack away from dying. And he Volt Switch there. He goes into Toothless. Now this is a problem for me. I go hard into Araquanid. He played this very, very well here. He actually Volt Switched into Toothless so that he could fake out, so that he can make sure another turn of Trick Room is gone. And because I already lost one of my Trick Roomers, my main one with most health, or could have potentially had most health, I pretty much can't use Trick Room anymore this game. I'm just going to go for the Liquidation. Liquidation is nice and powerful. It's literally going to incinerate this Incineroar. That was an accident. I don't know why I said Incinerate the Incineroar, but that works out for me. Pikahuna comes in. I didn't want to lose my Araquanid because I want him to be the star of the show. So I just switch out here so that he can kill himself to Life Orb, but go into my Magnezone. Magnezone didn't really have a role this game. Celesteela is a problem, which is why I run the Magnezone. That's pretty much the only reason. But you can see that Thunderbolt easily eats up that attack. And the Assault Vest Magnezone, guys, if you guys are having issues with Celesteela, Assault Vest Magnezone is the future. I know a lot of them are running Earthquake, but you do get off a really decent chunk of damage before you faint, which means you can revenge very easily. And you can see Flamethrower will knock me out. Flamethrower is the best attack to go for here because it hits everything that I have. But I do resist with the Araquanid. He can't burn me because of my Water Bubble ability. Liquidation is nice and strong. And as you can see, we're going to go for a Liquidation here to end the game. It was a really, really good game. Really fun. Cipher is definitely one of my really, really good friends. So if you guys don't mind, go check him out. He's a great guy who has great contests. He's been getting Wi-Fi battles almost daily. And yeah, let me know down below, guys, if there's any Pokemon you want me to use in the future. I do have a battle against Carlos, Mr. Spaceborg, the person that helped like kind of kickstart my channel. Fugio, the person that got me out there, because Fugio is like one of my first friends I made in the Pokemon community, who's funny because he's not even a PokeTuber. He barely was before. And I have one against Nix. I don't know how to say his name, but Nix. He's actually another good friend of mine who, and yeah, if you guys ever want to battle me, be sure to hit me up on Twitter. Twitter is the place to go. That's when I tweet out I want some battles, and that'll be it, guys. I will see you guys in the next Wi-Fi battle. Peace.